Hey guys, Shadows here, welcome back to another Gears of War video. Today we are actually, for the first time I do believe, on the channel going to be discussing Gears of War 5 with rumours on multiple developers, the expected release date for the game and much more. When Microsoft announced they had acquired the Gears of War franchise to continue developing new future Gears games back in 2014, Rod Ferguson made a great point back then that working at the Coalition Studio, knowing they had the full-on backing support of Microsoft to work on the Gears franchise, allows the developers at the studio to know that they are probably going to end up working on another Gears game after 4, as long as of course things didn't go horribly wrong, which it didn't. Now this was obviously great to hear back then, but some time has now passed and the community is discussing and wondering about the future of the Gears franchise and when it should be the time to start talking about the possibility of Gears 5 being a real video game thing. Well, some good news: recently Phil Spencer, head of Xbox, was discussing Xbox Game Pass in an interview with The Verge recently, bringing up some great points about how it's been designed to not only have games and titles from the past be available to play for a monthly subscription, but also adding in new games at release or launch to really make sure that the value is worth it by saying the following. Sea of Thieves will be the first title available on launch date March 20th through the Xbox Game Pass, and that will follow through with State of Decay 2, Crackdown 3 and the rest of the portfolio. It's not just those games though, but our future Halos, our future Gears of Wars, future Forzas and other games. As Xbox fans, we've already known about a new Forza and Halo game on the horizon for some time now. However, a potential Gears of War 5 is a new one, as teased by the reference of future Gears of Wars. But this is actually the first time I do believe that the new future unannounced Gears of War games have been given a official proper mention, and it's never obviously none better than coming from the head of Xbox himself, Phil Spencer. With that now being that confirmation that Gears 5 does exist, or that future Gears of Wars will be a thing of the future. In terms of an expected release date, I would say that it's pretty much all based on what Xbox announces later this year for E3 2018. While we do know that both 343 Industries and Coalition Studio are working on their next game projects, it is expected, seeing as how Halo 5 Guardians released back in 2015, a year before Gears 4, would mean that Halo 6 will maybe release first once again before we can ever expect any chance of seeing a release for Gears 5. But the thing is, we aren't really too sure whether or not Halo 6 will be dropping later this year or be held till next year, which can only mean obviously that Gears 5 wouldn't be scheduled until at least 2020, as there is definitely no way Microsoft would release a new title from two of its biggest video game franchises within the exact same year. Within the past, Microsoft have been known to follow a pattern of teasing a new Halo or Gears game at E3, then having it officially revealed and released the following year, just like how we saw with both Halo 5 and Gears 4. So if tradition were to continue, Halo 6 would just get a teaser this year in June and release next year, and then Gears would follow the exact same trend. But I do believe that Microsoft and Xbox are changing up a little bit here and there, as it really can't go unnoticed at this point that recently for the Xbox platform it did suffer a few exclusives like Fable Legends and Scalebound getting cancelled within the last few years, meaning that it might actually call for an earlier release for both new titles coming from Halo and Gears. At the very least, if Halo 6 was to get announced and revealed at the same time with a release in late 2018, the earliest we could expect to see a Gears 5 release would obviously be late 2019 and next year. Next up though, there has been some recent rumours flying around based on a few job listings seen on the recruiting page for Splash Damage, listing quite a few specific and important roles that all relate to working on the future of the Gears franchise. Splash Damage has been in partnership with the Coalition Studio, working as a supportive studio for multiplayer in both games, Gears Ultimate Edition and Gears 4, so it isn't surprising that this partnership will be continuing going into the future. However, what is a little bit questionable here and there is the fact that a few of the job listings, being a cinematic lead and storyboard artist, might suggest that the supporting studio might be taking a lot more game development than what they have done previously for the franchise in the past. Now this is very weird, because why would Splash Damage be looking at working on the Gears 5 campaign when you literally have the Coalition Studio that was built by Microsoft themselves from the ground upwards to be the face of the Gears of War franchise, maybe suggesting that either Gears 5 could be a much bigger project of a game than we can ever imagine, or that maybe Splash Damage have been given the opportunity and the clear to work on a side Gears of War title separate from the next new main installment in the new Gear trilogy that did begin with the release of 4 back in 2016. No matter what the reason may be for why Splash Damage has been given a lot more involvement for a new Gears game in the franchise, it does raise a lot of questions and a few eyebrows here and there, but at the end of the day we can only be a good thing, as either the more Gears games we may be getting or getting worked on, or the bigger teams involved working on anything Gears related, it can only mean great things for huge Gears fans like myself, and most likely you watching this video. Please make sure to leave me a comment down below telling me what you think. When do you think Gears 5 will get announced and what year it will be released in? So there you have it guys, full details on the possibility of multiple developers and an expected release date for Gears of War 5. As the year does go on and we do get closer ever so to June later this year, I do believe E3 in 2018 is a very important year for Xbox themselves to really showcase what the future holds for the console and also what we can expect from its biggest video game franchises going forward. Give the video a thumbs up and share if you enjoyed it, subscribe if you aren't already. Thanks for watching, and as always, I shall see you in the next one.